Hello, this is Mahmoud Hussain, and today I want to show you how you can set up an email authentication system um, integrating Stripe payment and webhooks and the login password that is auto-generated and emailed to the customer. Uh, so how this whole thing can work together in our local system without having any external servers or renting it, how everything can go together using also the SMTP server. And I'll show you that. Let's go to let me share my screen. All right. So this is our application, right? We want to build a system that will email a generated password after payment is made by the customer who wants to use that app. The password will be used to log in to the application. So, for example, we have an app, we are selling it, we are getting we're selling it for subscription. Someone wants to subscribe and go through the payment process. The generated password to use the app is emailed to the customer. Now, everything can be set up through the paid SMTP servers or uh, like the webhooks and everything, but how can you do that in local? So that's what we'll show you here. So the solution pieces is like we need Stripe. Stripe is the payment system, and we can use a free SMTP server which allows 1,000 mails per month for free. That is SMTP2GO. If you if you email your customer about the, the password that you want to do, that's what you can do through SMTP2GO. Also, because I currently don't have a domain and hosting for my app, right? So in that case, you can easily use SMTP2GO. Um, and the webhook server. The webhook server is where Stripe will send the data after a successful payment is made. That is what you need to receive the data. You need to receive the data that the Stripe payment has been successful by the customer. And then you can go to the process that's needed down the line. So we need a webhook server, and we can create a webhook server using ngrok. Ngrok will expose our local server, I mean your local PC server, to public, to the internet. So Stripe, and we will copy that server address and tell Stripe that this is my webhook server, and you send the data to me in this address. So that is what we can do with ngrok. And of course, we need to create the API, and through FastAPI we can create that our local service APIs uh, so that Stripe can know so that Stripe can hit to the correct API with all the data, payment data successful, right? And finally, we'll create a demo application with Streamlit, which can which takes the customer email address and the generated password that's sent to the customer, and it checks whether the password and email address matches with each other, matches with the correct customer email address and the generated password that's sent to that customer. So for that, it sets up a database also, uh, the backend. So here's the flow. Customers goes to the checkout page, it clicks on checkout, then it takes the customer to the Stripe payment page. Customer makes the payment, then Stripe hits the webhook server with the payment data, and our system then checks for the payment success. Then, if the payment status is successful, then customer email and generated password both are saved in the database. Generated passwords being generated automatically using the secrets module from Python and then saved in the database. Now, then the password email to the customer through SMTP server, the free SMTP server that we have. And the client receives the email. Oh, yeah, we got this email with the password. And client logs in with the generated password. What are the pieces that we need to make the communication with all these things to make it happen? Uh, we need a Stripe key and a webhook secret. Stripe key, you can create the Stripe key and a webhook secret on the Stripe page. And then you need the Stripe payment link, of course, like you make this payment link on the Stripe that you use to get the payments from the customers. And Stripe also gives you the test card details. Like if you want to check, like that's what we are doing now. We are checking whether our Stripe payment system is correctly working or not. To check that thing out, Stripe gives you the test card, just random few numbers that you can do. And you need to create SMTP2GO API key that is for communicating with SMTP2GO server. So that is in brief. Let's check the application. So let's, this is my checkout page. Okay, this is my checkout page. For example, we have selected our product, like we've decided we want to use this, we want to buy this product, or we want to subscribe to the app. And the first step is the customer email. It will select, and for example, let's give it some email. Let's give it this email address, and let's click on proceed to payment. Take me to the Stripe payment page. Now you can see the email is also there automatically. So now we want to put the card information on all that. So Stripe gives you the test cards. Okay, so we use this card. You can get any month, any number for CVC, any name, any country, postal code. You can put on postal code. And when you click pay, what you will do, what it does, after clicking the pay, it creates a successful payment because, of course, it's a test card. It will make the payment successful. Then Stripe hits the webhook server with the payment data, right? I have already set up my webhook server that I'll show. Okay, why not showing it now, right? So I have set up my webhook server. You can see it through ngrok. Yeah, it's port 8000 ngrok server. This address is now publicly accessible. Yeah, of course, I'll take it down. So Stripe uh, sends the payment information to this address, like through this API, and you have to mention this to the event destination of Stripe. I'll show you how. So let's make the payment for now. Click on pay. It will process the payment. Hopefully it will succeed, and it succeeds. And you can see the inbox server, we just received 200 signal, right? 200 code, which is okay. And this is our API. We just received the payment information. Check this out. Host/webhook, okay, and it is also showing us which email address customer used, this email address, and it is also showing the payment transaction data. You can see that succeeded one. That means payment succeeded. Oh, now we should be getting an automated, like we should be getting an email which has the auto-generated password. Now let's go to the Gmail, and you can see that I have received XYZ app because I call that XYZ app in my program. So your access password, and it gives us the password. And this is the password. Okay. We can now use this password to log into our app. Let's check this out. Copy this password and go to our app. This is our app. We write the email address that we used to make payment. Paste that password. It's 4980. 49K. We log in. For example, we want, this is just a sample counter app, just to show the purpose, like show you the application of the whole thing. So we log in. Hopefully we'll be succeeding because our application, our system has saved the customer email and the generated password in its database. It has a database, user DB. Now, when we click on login, this app will authenticate, will check with the database whether the password matches with the database's saved stored password for this account. Logged in successfully. It would fail if our system did not save the generated password in its database. So, for example, this is like counter application, counter, blah, blah, blah. And for example, reload the page. Again. Log in with the same password again, and we see that our use of that app is also stored. For example, what happens if we change any digit from this randomly password? We try logging, it will fail because it doesn't match, it can't authenticate because the correct password is saved in the database. Now since we have seen the whole application, let's now go through uh, the steps that we have to do for the thing. Okay, let's start with SMTP2GO. SMTP2GO, you can easily sign up. Uh, gives you 1,000 emails in a month. All right, and then you come to the API keys. You create an API key, okay, and make sure to copy the key because you will need it to communicate through SMTP2GO API. And this is the base API. Okay, for sending the emails, we'll use this API and we will need the API key to authenticate. Okay, next. If you go to the API documentation, it gives you how to send a standard email with this. We also follow this API. Okay, this is SMTP2GO done. Now let's go to the Stripe section. In the Stripe section, you can create the payment link. You can copy the payment link in your checkout page HTML code. And you need to update your webhook endpoints. Stripe sends the successful payment data through to this API, right, to this endpoint. So you have to make sure that this is the correct URI to hit with the payment details. Now, where do I get this one? I created an ngrok server in my local. This is the server in my local. I copied this ngrok URI and pasted this here. Import URI, right? So after you start an ngrok server, it changes this URL. So you have to paste this every time you start a ngrok server here. Okay, done. Save destination, done, complete. Stripe is complete. You have the Stripe payment link as well. So everything is good. Stripe is set up. And then this one is important. So let me go to the edit destination. So now when you mention the endpoint, you have to also mention which event data you want to capture. I want to capture checkout.session completed. I want to capture whether payment session has been successfully completed or not. You can select other events too. So yeah, I want this is good enough for me, right? Okay, fine, cool. now let's check the thing, the pieces of our code, the whole app. We have to have a unicorn server. Okay, this is my um, this is my uh, FastAPI server. Okay, let's start with the end block. Yeah, I mean, end block server is done or open, and then this is our FastAPI server. We load the SMTP2GO API key, and like connect to the database. We give it the password uh, and everything. And this is the SMTP2GO API. Okay, and this is the email data, email body. This is my XYZ app, sender name, gives the password here, and it opens the APIs, the route, success, cancel, and create checkout session. Also the webhook and the Stripe webhook secret that you want to save in your environment. Okay, so this is my FastAPI code, and this is my app code, Streamlit app code. So it checks the user or the email address is matches the email address with that, and yeah, it has the update counter, like the counter, and uh, it saves that's true to the database. Okay, and then the password, takes the password, and yeah, it's lets you log in. All right, so this is how you can set everything in your local to check the Stripe payment, whether it's working or not. You don't have to like have a dedicated server if you're just testing out the dev phase. So you're all good with that. This is how you can set up. Oh, check this out. Um, this is the successful payment that we made, and that you can see in the dashboard. So hopefully it's been helpful for you to see this tutorial. You can just check this whole flow and what are the pieces and how to integrate each of the pieces, and hopefully you can use this way to test yours. Thank you so much for watching this video. Hope to see you on any video next time. Thank you.